Onegaishimasu. Okay, so please stand up. We will start with a breathing exercise. Actually, two of them. One a little bit to get us in an upright position, the statue. So please stand with the feet closed, but the outer side of the feet in parallel. So the heels are a little bit apart from each other, while the big toes are touching each other. Okay? Now the inhale, just show it to you once. So the inhaling is dragging the fingers along the midline of your body up to the nose, then like a blossom to grow up, and straighten the arms, straighten the fingers, and pull back the shoulder blades and drag them together behind your back. And at the same time, I drag up my toes to the shins. So you feel that the kneecaps are coming up, and you feel also the muscles on the foreside of your body are getting a little bit tense. Yeah? And then breathing out, just putting down the toes on the floor, and then bending the fingers, and then breathing out very softly, relax the muscles up here, and stop breathing for a while, and then inhaling again. And we are doing that 4 or 5 times again. Okay, so let's start. Breathing out and breathing in. Stretch your arms, dragging back the shoulder blades, and breathing out. Relax. Stop breathing and breathing in. Stretch your arms, drag the toes towards your shins, and breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And last time, breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, I have to give a technical remark. It's nice to see myself, but I would like to see the others. Okay. Second breathing exercise, shoulder wide the feet, and again, the outer side of the feet are in parallel. For the men, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to drag aside the heels because, I mean, this is over-exaggerating. Men have a tendency to walk like this. Yeah. Okay, and if you drag the heels a little bit outside, this may feel curious. Okay, so this is a little bit stronger breathing exercise. I just show it once. So I start with my fingers at the belly button and sink a little bit in my knees, and then I stretch my body and going this way, inhaling. Then I'm going on the forefoot and compressing the air in my rump, in the lungs, and moving the hands like I'm going around a ball. And then I exhale and dragging the shoulder blades behind my back so that if I have my hands coming together, they are just on this level of the belly button. Yeah. If you have the shoulders sinking down, the hands are much lower. And this is a very unstable position. If you have it this one, you are much more stable. Okay, so let's start. Breathing out. Put your fingers in the belly button and inhaling. Compress the air. Exhale. relax. Put your fingers in the belly. Inhale. Compress. Exhale. Relax. Inhale. Compress. Exhale. Relax. Last time. Inhale. Compress. Exhale. Drag the shoulder blades behind your back. Keep them dragged together. Relax. Okay. Okay, so next exercise is a little bit for getting the shoulders loose. So I have somehow a special method for that. I'm just showing that. So my movement is like going forward with both arms, like the dolphin style of swimming. Yeah? You can just imagine you're swimming in the ocean, for example, or in a swimming pool. So you get resistance with the water to drag yourself forward, and then you turn your thumbs back to get less resistance, to put out the hands out of the water, bringing them forward and putting them into the water again. And now we can try to make a rhythm in this, because when you move your arms this way here and you let just gravity work, it falls down, and then you can use that speed to get them up again. Okay, so you have only a very short period of time where you use your muscles actually to bring the arms up again. So it's different speeds. The higher speed is with the gravity, and the lower speed is with using your muscles to bring up your arms. So this gives you a rhythm. Okay, let's try. And together with breathing, if you want to. So like in yoga, fire breathing. Yeah? So. Okay, now backward. So very similar, like I don't know the English term for it, but usually in swimming you can do this lying on your back, crawling through the water. But now we are using both arms together. Okay, and now you can also, if you raise your arms in your front, you can go on your forefoot or 4 feet to raise up and drag your shoulder blades behind you, and then use again now gravity to let the arms fall down, and then a little bit muscle power to get them up again. Okay. And again with the breathing. And inhale, exhale, in, up, hot, 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 hot. Okay, so next is a little bit a coordination exercise. So I just show it. So let's rotate my right arm forward, and then my left arm rotates backward. So it's going together. And you may see that I move these hands always. Yeah, so it's not just this way. This is too simple. So I put the small finger side like cutting the air, and then getting up, and this one. So I'm just turning around the hands, okay? And we start with the right arm forward and left arm backward. So let's do it 2 or 3 times with the right arm forward, and then the left arm joins. Okay, and forward, forward, and left arm joins. And again. Okay, changing the sign. Left arm forward, 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 right arm joins. Okay, and to calm a little bit down, we do a last breathing exercise. I just demonstrated it's in a diagonal way, and I build a very soft fist, and my arms and my rump is building like a bow, like this half circle. So inhaling and then exhaling, sinking in together and then straighten up again. Okay, we are doing that together. Just exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Change sides. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. So I've chosen a specific topic for tonight, or this morning in the United States, and this is Iriminage. And as a exercise, which I would like to do with you first, is Taisabaki. So Taisabaki, as you know, is a very essential leg movement in Aikido. There are very few ones, so it's Irimi, Tenkan, and Taisabaki, which are the most important ones. So we are doing Taisabaki. But I would like to invite you to look for some details which you were possibly not aware in the usual training with the partners. So I'm doing it several times now and explaining a little bit these details which I'm looking for by looking at you. Okay. So as usual, one foot is in front, one foot is to the back. Now, I position my hands that way that the wrists are above the feet. So left hand is above the left foot and right hand is above the right foot. But what's interesting is that only one hand is at the hip, while the other one is not. Now, when I'm doing the first step forward, then this changes. The roles of the hand change. Yeah? So I'm going forward, and now the left hand is at the hip, while the right hand is not. When I now turn on spot, again, the hands change. The right hand is at the hip, the left hand is not. And when I do the final step backward, the left hand again is at the hip, and the right hand is in front. Yeah? So I would like to just to switch your attention to a completely different point where you usually not explicitly look at, I guess, when you're doing Taisabaki. So I'm doing that again. And if you look very carefully, you can have the impression that your pelvis is a pendulum between the wrists of your hands. So at some time, one hand is standing still while the other hand is moving, and the pelvis is just touching one after another, one wrist, the other wrist, one wrist, the other wrist, and so on. So I will demonstrate it, and then we're doing that together. Yeah? So step forward, this one. Turning on spot, stepping backward. Step forward, turning, step backward. Okay? So the idea is just to get the feeling that the pelvis is a pendulum between the wrists. Okay? So, and I know you're practicing Aikido for many years right now. So everything else you have in your body anyway. But possibly this aspect is a little bit new to you. Okay? So we're doing that together. We start slowly. So I just give the command for it. So, and forward, turn, backward. 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 Okay, hang on for a second. As you know, when we are doing the Taisabaki alone and we have no partner, in a way, it doesn't matter so much how we move. But in these days, this is a very good chance to use and train your imagination. So imagine that there is an uke who is approaching you. An usual way, for example, for where Taisabaki works wonderful in the standard way is if you have somebody doing the chudansuki. So this is just doing that kind of fist blow. Okay, so that one. Okay, and the very idea for me is that with the first step forward, you land your hand just a little bit behind the elbow of the arm of the uke, which is doing the fist blow. Yeah, so you're touching here. Yeah, so therefore, when I'm doing the Taisabaki alone, I have this imagination and I'm going that way. You see? This side of my hand is now behind the elbow, here, behind the elbow. And I'm hindering the uke to use the elbow to hit me or to use the fist to going around. Okay? So this is my idea. And now the second idea is that while I'm turning on spot, I try to not give the uke an impulse which is going in this direction. So don't push this way, because a karateka will turn around and will hit you with the elbow of the other arm. Yeah. So my idea is actually to stretch, to move uke a little bit in this direction of this blow. Yeah. So I'm doing that kind of movement here. And then I'm stepping back and I'm vanishing in the back of uke. So the uke doesn't know what I'm doing next. And therefore, uke would like to go a little bit away and possibly attack the second time. So this is my idea. So just try to imagine an uke who is approaching you with chudansuki, then making a step forward, turning around and coming back with chudansuki. Making a step forward, turning around, coming back with the chudansuki. So, and what you are doing is always doing a Taisabaki to avoid to become hit. Okay? Yeah. So let's try again. We are doing that together. Left foot in front, right foot in. Now, first step forward, the small finger side is landing a little bit behind the elbow of the uke. And then turning on spot without pushing the hand to the side, and then stepping backward, vanishing in the back of uke. Okay. So now the right foot is in front, left foot is behind. Now uke is coming again, now with his right hand, chudansuki. You step forward with the left foot, landing with the small finger side of the left hand a little bit behind the elbow, turning on spot, making a step backward, vanishing in the back. Okay. So I would like to ask you to do it in your rhythm and with your speed. And I will just observe. Just go ahead. Okay, great. So you get the idea of using your imagination. Very good, very good. Now I would like to drag your attention to one small detail, and this is the following. So if you go forward and just bring the small finger side behind the elbow of the other one here. Now, if you have the hand this way and your body this way, and you turn on spot, you can't avoid to pushing aside the arm of uke. And if you're doing that, the uke may use that and coming back, hitting you with the elbow. Yeah, and this hurts a lot if the other one is clever enough to do that movement. So what about this? You make that step forward, you land with your small finger side a little bit behind the elbow, and now avoiding to push to the side, you bring your hand to the midline of your body. You just go here. If you do that and you turn on spot, your hand will never go to the side. And uke will never have the feeling that there is some power pushing his arm to the side, okay? So you just go forward and now bringing your midline of your body towards your hand, not the hand here, because then the elbow is free, coming directly to your nose. You're going here, turning on spot and vanishing in the back. Yeah, please try. Yeah, great. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, wonderful. So now I think we can add a little detail which brings us closer to Iriminage, and that is to add a kaiten movement after the Taisabaki. So I'm just doing that. You have seen that hundreds of times. So I go forward, bringing my hand to the midline, turning on spot, step backward, and then another turn, kaiten. Okay? Then turning back so I can use the other side. So forward, turning on spot, backward, turning on spot. And again, look for the hands which touch the hips alternatively. Here, here, backward, turning, forward, turning, backward, turning. Okay, so just try this one. Just add a kaiten movement to the Taisabaki. Yeah. One little comment. If you don't want to walk back after doing that, so for example, if I'm doing that, Taisabaki, kaiten. Now, tendency is I walk back and now practicing the other side. But you can practice again without walking back. So I make the Taisabaki movement and the kaiten movement, and now I withdraw the kaiten movement. Now I can do Taisabaki with the other body side and kaiten, withdrawing the kaiten and then Taisabaki. So I don't have to step backward to go to some defined position and doing the same movement again. So feel free to use the space you have. And all the way while you move, you're doing Aikido. Whatever you do, it's always part of the Aikido movement. It doesn't stop between the movements. Mhm. Yeah, okay, great, great, great. Yeah, you see, if you add this little thing to a used movement, you always feel that something is different. Now, I would like to ask you to do the same movement, but just try to keep in the flow of the movement. So put your control mind on the how do you say, the tribune in the stadium. So back on the fan seats in the stadium while your club is playing football or soccer or whatsoever in the stadium. So put your control mind back and let your body move and try to do that kind of movement without any stop, especially in your pelvis, in your hips. Yeah. So I try to demonstrate this. So of course, when I say step forward, turn on spot, step backward, turn on spot, these are commands for segments of the movement. What I'm trying now, or what I'm asking you now is to get rid of the segmentation of the movement. So make one movement and accidentally some part of the movement has a name. But this doesn't mean that the movement is segmented. It's one movement, okay? So I'm trying that, even if you do that slowly. So I'm doing this kind of step forward, but still already I'm turning around and step backward and turning around, okay? Turning around and step forward and turning around. There is no stop, no stop. And this doesn't mean to speed up. Yeah? No stop, you can do that also very slowly. I would like to ask you to try that. And if you feel that you can do it or that you like to do it faster, then do it faster. But keep in mind, do it as a steady movement. No break in between, no stopping of whatsoever. Mhm. Yeah, very nice. Wonderful. Great. Thank you. So now we can do something again for the arms, doing the uh, upper body part of Iriminage. And this is a very simple movement. You just stand with the shoulder wide, the feet apart, and then you just move that way. Just move that way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I mean, you have so many years of practice. You know Iriminage. Okay, so if you imagine your hands are this way, okay, and then you are starting that kind of movement. For Iriminage, you know that this hand is going to that shoulder, while this arm is going steadily up. And then you move again here, and then the other side. This hand is going to that shoulder, while this arm is going up and doing the throw. Then it's going here. Yeah? So let's try that one. So touch with the hand the inner side of your shoulder, very lightly. Yeah. And you can try to raise that arm here as high as possible, and you can move it as far back as you can do and bring it up and then going here. So my idea is later on for the Iriminage that I do not try to throw with the arm, but with the shoulder. So I want to have that flexibility in the shoulder. To this end, I use that kind of movement, okay? So you can over-exaggerate it, so it won't work really as an Iriminage, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, great, Robert. If you look behind this hand going up, this is easier to do. Yeah, yeah. You can raise that arm and hand much better if your eyes are following that hand. So you look at this hand and then you look forward again. Then you look backward and going forward. And just try. Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Now, finally, we are putting these two movements together. And I think this is an open secret in all the martial arts I know of, that the movements of the whole body, they are taken apart a little bit. So part of the body is moving that way and the other part of the movement of the body is moving in another way. So usually in Budo, we don't have movements like this so that everything is going forward. You see, it's over-exaggerated. Of course, it's a parody. But you see, I lost balance altogether. And so if you do, for example, Ikkyo Undo, we are going forward and we also go backward at the same time. For ordinary people, this is invisible. So for example, when I'm doing this Ikkyo Undo, I'm pressing the hind leg into the floor. This is the backward movement, which gives me the stability here, even if I go forward with my arms. Okay? And now we are doing that with the Taisabaki kaiten and this kind of infinity sign with the arms. I'm trying to demonstrate that. Okay? So I'm going forward. So I move my front foot this way and the hand at the same time. Here, step forward, going back, and give it a throw. Turning on spot, practicing the other side. Front foot is turning on the heel outside, and the hand is also going to the outside. The other hand is coming from above, on spot, backward, and kaiten, and flow. Yeah, just try that. So this arm movement together with the Taisabaki kaiten. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, great work. Wonderful. So I would like to ask you to explore a little part of your body, and that is here the shoulder bones. Yeah? If you go with the two fingers here and you touch here, you feel bones. Okay. Now do this one. Drag back the thumb of your hand, and you feel that the bones are going back. Now turning the thumb forward brings this bone structure to the front again. Yeah? You can feel it on both sides of your body. Yeah? You just touch with the fingers here so you can feel the bone structures, and then you turn around the hand backward and you feel that this bone structure is going back. Now you turn the thumb forward and this bone structure is going forward again. Okay? So it's only 1.5, 2 centimeters perhaps. Yeah. And for me, this is the impact of the throw of Iriminage. Yeah? My idea is that I try to put the forehead or the how do you say, the cheekbone of uke exactly on this point, on this bone point, while I'm dragging back the thumb to my back. And for the throw, I'm just bringing the thumb forward. Yeah, and so that I'm not dragged into a movement where I try to throw with the arm or with the inner side of the elbow. I just make this large movement with the arm backward. If you do that, you feel really that the bones are going back. And if now the arm is going forward, you feel that this bone structure is coming forward. Yeah? And I promise you, if you do that in some weeks or months whatsoever, if you do that with a partner, and you are able to bring your partner with the forehead here to this point, you're doing that movement, you throw them, and it's unresistible. Yeah. So the idea for me, standing behind that, is that Iriminage for me is not a throw forward. It's just to break the balance of uke. And usually uke is falling on spot down. Yeah. So now we can try that. By just, if we bring this hand here, then we go with the fingertips to that bone structure, and then we feel while the arm is doing that kind of movement, while our lower body is doing the Taisabaki kaiten. Yeah? I try to demonstrate that. Yeah? So again, I start with bending my forefoot this way. At the same time, I'm doing that one. Yeah? So you can imagine katadidori aihani. So uke is trying to grab my forearm here, and I'm doing that. And if I'm doing that in the right moment, the grabbing is now coming from below. Yeah. So this is the idea. So I'm going here, step forward, and I'm going now with this hand on the spine of uke along until it touches the skull. Then I'm going on spot here, leaving my arms here. I'm not dragging them here. I'm leaving them here while my body is moving. And I'm doing that step backward. Actually, I try to do it in a way that, okay, is not feeling this kind of movement. And now I accelerate while my whole body is tensed up with this drilling, how do you say? The muscles drilled in this way. So now I can release that and doing that kind of movement, touching with the fingertips here, loosely have the palm on the inner side of my shoulder here, and doing this great movement with the arm. And the throw, so to say, the throw is for me that I'm sinking down between my feet. I do not go forward. Yeah? So many details at the same time, but we can manage that. Okay, so first, step forward, and this hand is just scanning the spine of uke until I touch the skull. Here's the skull in my hand, not the neck, the skull. Then I turn on spot. I keep my hands and arms here while I'm doing an unfeelable step backward. Now I accelerate and bring the forehead of uke here to that bone structure, and I have my arm and hand this way. I'm doing that great movement, and for the throw, I'm sinking on spot a little bit. I bend my knees. I'm going this way. I don't go this way. I go this way. And this point is throwing, breaking the balance of uke. Yeah? Okay, try it. And again, make a steady movement without any break, and let the steps giving you the rhythm for the movement, while the arms are giving you the melody on top of that rhythm. In a way, they are apart from each other, but they are dependent on each other. So the rhythm you build with your footsteps and turning your hips gives the basis for the melody of your arms. And melody for me means let the arms swing freely without using too much muscular power. Use gravity. This is the force given by nature, where you don't have to put any muscular energy into that. Mm-hmm. Okay, great work. I suggest that we concentrate a little bit on this final stage of that movement, this throwing movement, where I said, this is where I throw. Yeah. So when I did the whole movement and I let Uke run aside here, so I let him or her running up here while the legs are going forward this way. So what I'm doing is here, I'm making this acceleration with the hips. So the hips are going first and the arms follow. Now, when the arms follow here, the hips are already going forward again. And when the arms are at the maximum here, the hips are going back while the arms are going forward. So again, it's this kind of movement here. Yeah? If you stand here, I would suggest you stand with the left foot in front, right foot behind, and you just imagine that Uke has grabbed your left forearm with Katedidori Aihanmi. Your right arm is at the skull neck of Uke. And now, before you turn your arms, to try to turn your hips as much as possible to the left side until you can't do it any longer without moving the arms. And now you move the arms. So you accelerate the arms by that kind of movement. And when the arms are here, the hips are going forward again. The arms are raised here. And now the hips are going back and you sink to the middle. I don't know if you can see that in the video. Perhaps if, Judith, if you take that from the side, here from that side. Yeah. So, hips are moving first, arms follow. Hips are going forward, arms go up, hips go back, finish. Yeah. So it's this kind of movement. Yeah. And the hips are starting first, not the arms, and not hips and arms together. Hips start first, arms follow, hips first, and the arms follow. So you get the acceleration through your body, from the feet over the pelvis, through your rump, through your shoulders, through your arms, to the hands. And the hands just fly. There is no strength in them. Yeah, great. So having this experience, I would like to ask you to do now the full movement again. But remember this, what we just practiced a second ago. So just do that full movement, Taisabaki, kaiten, and Iriminage movement of the arms, and then doing the rest in a very careful and special manner. Yeah, I get this feeling that in the end, the hips and the arms are going in different directions. The hips are going back while the arms are going forward. Moritz, that was it. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have an idea I would like to demonstrate for you for doing some homework after that class. Okay? So I've prepared an ordinary towel. And because we do not have any real uke right now, I'm using that towel a little bit like an uke. So I'm standing here, left foot in front, right foot back. And I have the towel in my hind hand. So now I'm doing that Taisabaki. So, and my hand is going here to that skull neck structure. Okay, then I'm going here and then I throw. Okay, so you get a little bit of a feedback. Yeah, it's not the real feedback, I would say, but you can do it. Just yes, yeah. The point is that you can accelerate the towel if you move freely. If just your hips giving the power for your upper body and your arms to get this acceleration, then the towel is flying around you. Yeah, and this is, I promise you, this is the same with the uke. The uke also flies around you, and you see the lower end of the towel. These are the feet of the uke, and you can imagine how unstable, out of balance the uke is if you can move in this way. Yeah. So I think we have 1 minute more, so you can just try it. If you have a towel with you by hand, you can just try it. Yeah. So going here, doing that iriminage, yon. You can even do that throw in the end. Okay, and some fun to finish. That is, if you have that towel, you know that you can do iriminage in different ways so that the uke flies or falls down on different spots. So one, for example, usual way is that the uke is falling on your side. One other way is that the uke is falling on spot. And third way is that the uke is flying to the back. Now the back, I think, is most wonderful with the towel. Yeah? So I'm doing that kind of movement here, and now uke is flying there, okay? With feet before and the head there, okay? So just try that, just for fun. Let it go. Yes, wonderful. Yes, Cliff, the arm has to raise up. Okay, you felt this. Yes. Yeah. Let it go under the armpit. No. Yes, there. Yes, very good. And let okay flow. Yes, great. Yeah. Okay. Good. So let us come to an end for now, for today. I would like to ask you for a finishing breathing exercise, very simple one. That is also having the feet shoulder wide apart. And again, bring the fingertips to your belly point, and then sinking down with the knees a little bit and relax. And also you can move your chin a little bit to your chest bone here. Yeah? And then you start with the legs to get a straight posture. Inhaling and just bringing your arms into this posture here. Okay, inhaling and then exhaling, just relaxing, going together, and then inhaling. We're doing that together. Okay, good. So exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last cycle. Inhale, Exhale. Now stand up, and if you want to, you can close your eyes and just stay there. Keep your arms in 45 degrees roughly beside your body. And try to relax your muscles in your buttocks, in your thighs, the calf muscles, feet, and try to stay stable between the feet. Sink down in the middle of it. Try. Okay, that's it. So just let us go down in Seiza. And thank you very much. Domo arigato gozaimashita. Pleasure to be with you and see you. Okay. Leah, it's your turn.
I've just unmuted myself.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Thomas Sensei. And I think that if you have a few minutes, Thomas Sensei, one thing nice with a small group like this is maybe introduce ourselves, but you only, I think people only get a 20 or 30-second introduction. But is that okay for you, Thomas Sensei? Do you have another?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. I guess I'll start. So I'm Leah Suzuki. I'm based in Los Angeles, and I've had my my organization for about 25 years now. We've got a few different dojos. Our headquarters is here in Los Angeles. So yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And let's see, how about Cliff? Would you like to introduce yourself next? Oh, you're muted still. And I don't have the power to unmute anymore. I have to ask you.
Yeah.
It's an upgrade, I guess.
Unmuted.
Yeah, you're good, Cliff. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Cliff Bernstein. I live in Northern California, and I've been practicing for a while, and I really appreciate it. I've been in Duran Sensei's lineage, so we practiced a little bit differently, the Iriminage. I appreciated your attention to details, Thomas. And there's nice little details in the shoulder coming back. So thank you.
Nice.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Cliff. And looks like Robert. Looks like you're next.
Okay, I'm Robert. I know Thomas for many years. We practiced with Watanabe Sensei, and I also visited his dojo in Bonn. I'm based in Weilheim. It's a small town south of Munich. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome and
Thank you.
Paul Sensei, almost missed you. You'll need to unmute your device. I don't have the power to do it. Or we can come back to you. Let's come back to you. Looks like there's, and I'll send, oh, you've got Paul Sensei.
Yeah, great.
I live in Columbus, Ohio, and I've been doing Aikido about 50 years, and I still don't understand much of it. This is great fun, having more stuff that I don't understand.
Nice. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hi.
Pleasure to see you.
Like Caroline is next, or that's the name I'm seeing on the Zoom. You need to unmute yourself if you'd like. Yeah.
Hi. So I was the one that signed up initially for the class, but we're husband and wife. I'm Chris Eigner and Caroline Magaswaran. We live here in Brooklyn, New York. We took a few classes at a local Aikido. We live in Bed-Stuy. There's a few neighborhoods away, and New York's pretty big. It's about a half-hour train ride where the closest Aikido dojo is. And we took a few classes about a year ago, well, 2 years ago, before we had our baby girl who's sleeping upstairs. So this was an interesting way to be able to have the chance to do this given our situation.
Nice. Yeah. Wow, that's fantastic. I remember seeing your name, but yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Did I miss anybody? Judith, I see your name. You can introduce yourself or not. Up to you. Our camera woman. Anyway, looks like, oh, there's.
Hi. I'm Judith. I'm here with Thomas. Thomas Devices now. Because I'm the camera woman. I'm just here to support what Thomas does and hope you did like it.
Nice. Thank you. Good to see you. So, all right. Anyway, we're going to end here. After this message from our sponsors. No. We've got 4 instructors now on my virtual dojo. Thomas Sensei so far is going to do the second Monday of every month. And I don't know, I'm hoping that that'll change, that'll increase. But anyway, so far we've got him locked in for this time on the second Monday of every month. For the Europeans, we've got also Wednesday at 7 p.m. Germany time is my class. Cliff usually makes it to that one too. And then we also have Numata Sensei, 8th Dan in Iaido and 7th Dan in Aikido. He melds the 2 arts together. It's gorgeous stuff. And in order to accommodate people in different time slots, he's doing 3 classes per week on my virtual dojo. One of them is 11 p.m. At 11 at night. He finishes at midnight. It is gorgeous class. And anyway, so for the Europeans, you could do Wednesday, 7 p.m. with me, Friday, 4 p.m. with Numata Sensei, and Saturday, 4:30 p.m. with Matt Brideye Sensei, also a wonderful teacher in the Philadelphia area, actually, East Coast. So for the East Coasters, though, it would be 9:30 in the morning with Matt Sensei. Anyway, it's pretty complicated. There it is, all the different time slots. And I'll be in touch with people. I'll send you this. I'm teaching, I think, about 4 or 5 classes per week, maybe more, come to think of it. And anyway, 4 different instructors, and I'll try to send the info to all of you so that you can choose. And I hope to see you again on Zoom. All right. Thomas Sensei, anything else to let people know? Or come with me to Germany, Thomas Sensei's dojo in September. I hope we'll be able to jump on airplanes at that point. Every September, I go to Thomas Sensei's dojo and lead a seminar. And have a wonderful time there. So, all right. I am going to ask Thomas Sensei to stay on for a bit so we can chat. And then I'm going to ask all of you to say goodbye and go. And thank you again so much. So if you just...
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good time.
Bye,
have a good time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much.